Hi, good morning to one and all. Myself A. Ramanjnailu. Today I am going to explain how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams when a simply supported beam is subjected to combination of UDL and point loads. Okay, here the problem given that a simply supported beam of length 10 meters carries the UDL, okay, and two loads, 2 point loads as shown figure. It is the given beam, okay. The length of the beam is 10 meters. It is carrying point loads and UDL loads, okay. For this beam we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams, okay, and also we need to calculate maximum bending moment, okay. First, we have to convert this UDL into point load, okay. Okay, it is the point loads. Okay, the point load, first one is 50 kilonewton and second one is 40 kilonewton. Okay, here the UDL is acting from C to D, that is 10 kilonewton per meter. UDL is acting on a distance of 4 meters, so that when we converted this load, it will act midpoint of CD. Okay, it is the converter load, that is 10 into 4, that equals to 40 kilonewtons, okay, 40 kilonewtons, okay. Next, give the distances from each and every point, okay. It is point A, B, C, D, okay. From D to B is 4 meters. From A to C is 2 meters. Okay, from C to D is total distance 4 meters. So here we converted UDL load so that it will act midpoint of CD, so that the distance from this point to this point is 2 meters. From this point to this point is 2 meters. The total distance is 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 4 8. Okay, the total distance is 10. Okay. For this we need to calculate first of all reaction force. First of all reaction force RA and RB. Okay. For that, calculate shear force. Reaction forces. We know that the condition, that is RA plus RB is equals to total load acting on the beam. Total load acting on the beam is 50 plus 40 plus 40, that is 130 kilonewtons. 130 kilonewtons. It is equation 1. Next, taking moments about A and equate to 0. Here it is the point A. Right side of A having 4 loads, that is 1 reaction force and 3 applied loads. Okay, that is RB into distance from RB to point A is 10 meters, so that RB into 10, it is acting anti-clockwise, so that it is taken as positive. The remaining forces, applied forces, are acting clockwise, so that the 3 forces having the sign negative, minus of first load, that is 40 kilonewtons acting at point D, that is 40. Distance from this load to this point A is 6 meters. Similarly, next load, the converter load is 40 kilonewtons, is acting from this point to this point, distance is 4. Next, the third load, that is 50 kilonewtons, is acting at point C at a distance of 2 meters, okay, that equals to 0. By simplifying this equation, we will get the value is 40 into 6 plus 160 plus 100 divided by 10. Okay, it is the value of reaction force at point B, that is 50 kilonewtons. Substitute RB value in equation 1, will get RA plus 50 is equals to 130, so that RA is equals to 80 kilonewtons. Okay, now we calculated RA and RB values. RA is 80 and RB is 50. Okay, now we need to draw the shear force at point A, B, C and D. Okay, for drawing shear force we need to calculate the values of shear force at point A, B, C, D. Okay, shear force at point B, that equals to, at point B acting reaction force, that is 50 kilonewtons, at RA 80. Here point B, on B acting reaction force, so that we need to calculate before and after load. Before load is 0. Similarly, shear force at point B by considering the reaction force, that is the reaction force is acting upward, so that it can taken as negative, so that minus 50 kilonewtons. Okay, next shear force at point D. At point D acting load, so that we need to calculate before load and after load. Before load means we did not consider the applied load on point D, so that right side of D having one reaction force is acting upward, so that it is taken as minus 50 kilonewtons. Similarly, shear force at point D after considering the point load acting on D. Okay, so that right side of point D, that is acting minus 50 plus it is acting downwards 40 kilonewtons, so that it is taken as 40, that equals to minus 10 kilonewtons is acting at point D. Next, shear force at point C. At point C acting one point load, so that we need to calculate before and after load. Shear force at point C before load, that is we need to calculate right side of C having one reaction force and one point load and one converter load, that is minus 50 plus 40 plus 40, that equals to 30 kilonewtons. Next is the shear force at point C before load. Next, similarly we need to calculate shear force at point C after load, that equals to, after load means we need to consider this point load also, that is minus 50 plus 40 plus 40 and plus 50, that equals to 80 kilonewtons. 80 kilonewtons is acting at point C, shear force value at point C. Next, similarly we need to calculate shear force at point A. At point A acting reaction force, so that we need to calculate before and after load. Before load is right side of A having 4 loads, that is one reaction force and 3 applied forces, that is minus 50 plus 40 plus 40 plus 50, that equals to 80 kilonewtons. The same load is applying, so that because here from A to C there is no load at this region. Okay, next, shear force at point A after load. After load means before load is 80. By considering the reaction force acting on point A, it is acting upward, so that minus 80, so that the value of shear force at point A by considering the reaction force is 0. Okay, by using these values, draw the shear force diagram. Shear force diagram. Okay, it is point A, B, C, D. At point B, the value of shear force is minus 50, so that it can be taken as minus. Next, from at point D, before load is minus 50, because from D to B there is no load, so that there is no variation in shear force from B to B at point D after load by considering the point load acting on the beam, so that the value is -10. So -10 means it is below the baseline. Okay. Next, shear force at point C before load is 30 kilonewton. 30 kilonewton is positive, so that it can be plotted above the baseline. Next, shear force at point A before load is 80. Here, because you are acting one point load of 50, so that it is increased. Okay. Next, shear force at point A before load is 80, because there is no variation from A to C. Next, shear force at point A by considering the reaction force, it becomes 0. Join all the points and get the variation of shear force. It is the diagram of shear force diagram. It is the minus value. It is the minus, and this one is positive shear force. At this point the shear force is 0. We need to calculate this distance. Where the shear force is 0, that point I am considering as y. Okay, the distance from y to D nearer point is x. Okay, we need to calculate this value for calculating the maximum bending moment. Okay, it is the baseline. It is the shear force diagram. Like this, we need to draw the shear force diagram. Here, the distance from B to this point, that is E, F, G, H, I, J. This distance is -50 kilonewtons, and this one is 50, and this one is 10, and this one is 30, and this one is 80. From this region to this region is 80 kilonewtons. Okay, like this we need to draw the variation of shear force. Okay, next we need to calculate where the shear force is 0. Okay, for that, shear force at point Y is equals to 0. Okay, at point Y, right side of Y having one reaction force and one point loads, and from D to, suppose approximately this is the point. This is the point. From this point to this point having UDL load of 10 kilonewton per meter. It is acting on x distance. Okay, that is -50 plus 40 plus 10 into x, that equals to 0. Therefore 10x is equals to 1 meter from point D. Okay, it is the value of x. Okay, it is the value of x. Okay, based on this we will calculate the maximum bending moment value. Okay, next calculate bending moment value. Okay, bending moment value. Bending moment at point A and B is 0. We can calculate directly. Next, bending moment at point C. Bending moment at point D. At this point, we need to calculate the bending moment. Right side of D only acting reaction force, that is 50 kilonewtons. It is acting anti-clockwise, so that it can taken as positive at a distance of 4 meters from point D, so that it can be written as 50 into 4, that equals to 200 kilonewton meter. Okay, it is the value of bending moment at point D. Similarly, we need to calculate bending moment at point C. Right side of C having number of loads, that is one reaction force and one point load and one converter load. Okay, we need to calculate all these loads one by one. Okay, the first load is 50 kilonewtons. It is acting anti-clockwise, so that it can be written as positive value. The distance from 50 kilonewtons to the point C is 422, so that 8 meters. Okay, next the 40 kilonewtons is acting clockwise, so that it can be written as minus of 40. The distance from this load to this point C is 4 meters, so that 40 into 4. Okay, next minus of, here the UDL load is acting 40 kilonewtons is at a distance of 2 meters from C, so that it can be written as minus of 40 into 2, so that the value is 400 minus 160 minus 80, so that the value is 160 kilonewton meter. It is bending moment at point C. Okay, next similarly we need to calculate maximum bending moment. That is my, that equals to bending moment at point Y, that equals to, at this point we need to calculate bending moment, so that approximately it is acting at this point. Right side of this point having some load, that is one reaction force, one point load and some UDL. Okay, first we need to look at the reaction force. It is 50. The distance from this load to this point is 4 plus x. X is 1. Okay, that is 50 into 5. Next, the 40 load is acting clockwise, so that it can be taken as minus 40 into the distance from this point to this Y is 1. Okay, next the UDL load is acting on the beam is 10. Okay, 10 again written as 10 into how much distance? 1. Next into 1 by 2. Okay, because it is acting at midpoint of x distance, so that it can be written as 1 by 2. The final value is bending moment at point Y, that is 250 minus 40 minus 5, that equals to 205 kilonewton meter. It is the maximum bending moment at point Y. Okay, by using these values we can draw the bending moment, variation of bending moment. Okay, at point A and B the values of bending moment is 0, A, B, C, D. Okay, at point D the bending moment value is 200, because 200 is positive, so that it can be located above the baseline. Next, bending moment at point C is 160. Bending moment at point C is 160. Next, bending moment at point Y, that is maximum bending moment at point Y, is 205. Okay, at this point. Okay, here from A to C there is no load, so that it is the variation of bending moment from A to C is straight line. Similarly, B to D also straight line. Next, from C to B the load acting is UDL, so that it can be drawn as parabolic curve. Okay, it is straight line, and this one is parabolic curve, and this one is straight line. It is the positive value, and this one is baseline, and this one is bending moment diagram. Okay, here the value at point D is 200 kilonewton meter. At this point the value of bending moment is 205 kilonewton meter, At this point C, the value of bending moment is 160 kilonewton meter. Okay, it is the variation of bending moment from A to B, that is throughout length of the beam. Okay, like this we need to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the given beam. Okay, first we converted the UDL load into point load. Next we calculated reaction forces. Next we calculated shear force. Based on the shear force we drawn the variation of shear force diagram. At one point the shear force is 0. We calculated that point distance from the nearer to that point. At that point the bending moment is maximum, so that we need to calculate at that point maximum bending moment. Next we calculated bending moment at A, B, C, D and at where shear force is 0. Okay, based on that values we drawn the variation of bending moment. Okay, it is the procedure for drawing shear force and bending moment. Okay, thanks for watching.